Hey guys, thanks for watching. So today I want to kind of do a continuation of my last video, which was about Virginia and common sense gun legislation, and this is directed at Texas and really about the comments made by the Houston Police Department's Chief of Police, Art Acevedo, about a week ago. Um, he came out during a press conference right before they were leaving for a funeral for a fallen officer who was shot during the line of duty, reporting to a domestic dispute. Um, now, Chief Acevedo may be familiar to you because of the Harding Street raid, where the narcotics team, the lead detective lied to get the warrant. They falsified evidence, murdered the occupants, a married couple who were there who weren't breaking the law, were just in their home. They have also been federally charged, those two investigators, those two detectives, along with a third person, a civilian, a woman who was a neighbor who called in the initial false police report just out of spite, out of ugliness. So she's being charged federally. But again, Art Acevedo came out and criticized Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, along with Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky and others, for not passing the Domestic Violence Gun Control Act, which was meant to protect the community by stopping people convicted of domestic abuse of being able to purchase a firearm. He criticized the NRA also for being against that bill. And then the head of the Houston Police Department's police union, Jogja Maldi, publicly asked for the resignation of Chief Acevedo. Now, I'm not a big fan of Jogja Maldi. I think he's a less than desirable character, I should say. He's the gentleman that came out after the Harding Street raid, where the detectives murdered a married couple in their home, like I said, and came out and threatened the public by saying, "We have your number and we know who you are," to all the people who criticized them, called them out for doing a bad job. And then he again comes out and asks for the chief of police, in this case, to resign because he felt his comments were inappropriate for the timing. The timing was inappropriate because it was moments before they were to leave for a funeral. Well, when is a better time to get people's attention? When to tell people, hey, this was preventable. Had this happened, this gentleman who had already been convicted of domestic violence, he'd have had one more barrier between him and that gun and that officer's death. One more barrier that could have prevented that death. May have not have prevented it, but it would have been a barrier there to help prevent it. And it would have been justified to have it. The NRA being against it because they believe it's too far reaching is ridiculous. I agree that there are instances where people do make false police reports and people are falsely accused, and prosecutors are overzealous, and judges are lazy. All these things can be factors that lead to a wrongful conviction of an individual. But you hope that that's not the case with our justices. And hopefully that any wrongs that are made can be righted. Again, that is not a justification for stopping the other 99.9% of people who are justifiably convicted of domestic abuse, who should not have a firearm for doing so. If you beat women, if you beat kids, you beat your domestic partner, whoever they are, you shouldn't have a weapon. What do you need them for? You got your fists, right? You're so big and bad, go beat a deer to death. Stop a robber with your bare fists. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care about your safety if you beat up on people weaker than you. But again, I'm sick and tired of of hearing about thoughts and prayers after these incidents that could have been prevented. I mean, hell, 2/3 of all gun-related violence, of gun deaths in this country, 2/3 are suicides. Not attempted suicides, suicides. Because pretty much if you use a gun in a suicide, you don't get a second attempt. Um, that's why most people who attempt suicide and don't use a gun generally don't attempt suicide a second time, because they're scared away from it, because they want to live. So maybe another good reason to have better mental health indicators to prevent people from having firearms. Again, if there's 33,000 deaths in the U.S. a year and 22,000 of them are due to suicide, it's a pretty good indicator of what's going on. Again, why not raise the age limit to 21 across the board for any firearm? Why do you need one at 21? I'm waiting. Okay. Well, when you come up with a good answer, put it in the comments below. I hope you liked this video. If you didn't, you know the deal. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and you can come back and hit me again tomorrow. If you like this video, I'd appreciate you sharing it. Thanks again, guys. See y'all tomorrow.